Okay, so I need to go into town to get a couple of bits, like a couple of birthday cards and things like that. And the craft fair that I'm doing in November is nice and local to me, and if I do a slight deviation on the way to town, I can go past it, which is ideal because they've asked if possible if we can pay for the stall direct at the venue. So I'm going to do that on the way into town. And then also where the venue is, there's like a small little strip of shops, and one of those shops is a Rowans Hospice craft shop, which I love. And I really hope that it doesn't close down or anything, because there's been quite a few charity shops closed down in my local area, which is a shame. I know a lot of people sort of complain and are like, oh, the high street's filled with charity shops, but I love charity shops. So I'm really hoping this one stays. But yeah, anyway, they do, you know, yarn, various craft bits, and they have a little fabric section at the back as well. So I'm going to have a little look in there. I have got a couple of bits in there before, which I've used actually for the latest scrunchies and tree pouches that I've done. So I'm going to see if there's any more little gems to be found in there as well. Okay, so I just got back from town and going to the Rowans Hospice craft shop. So I did pick up a few goodies which I've got down here, so I thought I'd just show you those before I put them in the wash. They don't need it in the sense of, you know, they're perfectly clean, but I'm not sure whether the person that had them before has pre-washed them or anything like that. So I always pre-wash the fabric just in case there's any slight shrinkage or anything like that. So I'll show you what I've got. In no particular order. Sorry, there's going to be crinkling as I get them out the bag. So the first one was just this black and white striped cotton. Nice simple pattern. Okay, I thought that'd be good for scrunchies and tree pouches. Whether I use it for anything else, I don't know, but I thought it'd be good for those two. There was quite a bit in there actually I could have bought. I used to go in there when I was just doing dressmaking, and I used to mainly get yarn in there. I used to find that the fabric, while they had some nice bits, wasn't so geared towards dressmaking because I didn't used to tend to use cotton so much when I was dressmaking. But now for this, it's great. There's a few things I've seen. Well, there was quite a bit actually, like I say, that I could have bought, but I restrained myself. Just thought what's more appropriate for either this season or craft fairs or whatever I'm doing at the moment. Some of it was more summer colours and things like that, and I thought, no, I can wait, I've got enough fabric. Come back, give me an excuse to go back. And then the next piece was this tartan piece in these really nice sort of red and blue colours. So again, it's cotton, I think, so be able to use that for scrunchies and tree pouches. I'm saying those two items because they're the main two I've started with that take cotton, and while I'm prepping for markets and things, I'm just going to stick with the few products, and then next year I'll probably look to try a few other bits as well and see how they go. Then we've got this one. They had two pieces of this actually. They had a larger piece as well, but I didn't obviously need a larger piece, so just went with the smaller one. So it's in that sort of colour palette again of khaki greens and earthy colours. So I think, excuse me, I think if possible, or my thought at the moment at least, is to have sort of like earthy colours and very simple prints like the stripes and checks as like the core range that I'll keep doing year round, and then mix and match in other sort of more novelty style prints or different colours depending on the season and things. So when we get to spring, there might be some more, you know, spring-like colours. more vibrant colours and summery colours in there that time of year, and then this time of year, you know, maybe some more Christmas leaning prints or colours and things like that. But yeah, really like that. It's just a, like I say, sort of khaki green with these sort of wavy darker green lines on it. Hopefully I'm holding these up okay and you can see. And then there was two more. So this one I was in two minds about. I kept going back and forth as to whether to pick it up. So it's this nice, I love the colour, this nice burgundy velvet feel sort of fabric. Feels really nice. But yeah, I was debating because I thought, you know, velvet doesn't really go with what I'm doing, and I kept coming back to it because I really like the colour, and obviously we're coming up to Christmas, so Christmas is the reason that I kept going back to this fabric. And I thought I'm gonna pick it up. It was a good, yeah, it was a good price. There's 1.14 meters by 1.21 meters for a good price, and I thought I'm gonna pick it up. What I'll probably do is make a few scrunchies, and I'm not sure if this is what I'll do until I start playing about with my craft stall setup. By now I've definitely got one craft fair this side of Christmas. I'm hoping to have another one. Anyway, yeah, when I play about with my stall setup, I was thinking potentially I could make up some sort of Christmas scrunchies in this fabric, and then maybe a couple of others, and have them just on a little mini display, I don't know, somewhere at the front or somewhere on the stand, or even wrap them up and have, like, I don't know, like a mystery like Christmas scrunchie thing going on, or I don't know. I just really like the colour and I thought if I did want to have a couple of more Christmas specific items, that would be a nice fabric to use, so pick that up. And then lastly, quite a lot of fabric here, so there's actually 3 meters of this. I could have actually, if I was looking for dressmaking fabric, probably could have made trousers or dungarees or something out of this, but I picked this up. So again, this is in like the core colour of, you know, sort of khaki grey green colour, which is really nice. It's like I think it's a cotton twill. I think this one did actually have a label on it. Oh, twill suiting, sorry. But either way, it will be really good for treat pouches. Obviously don't need 3 meters for treat pouches, but if it's in that like ongoing colour that I want to use, like I say, so I thought it'd be a good one for treat pouches. And then potentially if there are more larger items in the future where I want to use a woven fabric, then this will be good for that too. But yeah, pleased with that. good little shopping haul that was. So yeah, now I've shown you those, I'm going to get those in the wash and then I can start using them. Okay, so I think that's like my catchphrase. I'm always saying okay, so right, I've got too many things that I want to do. Sorry about the mess. It's got a bit messy while I've got multiple things on the go, but I am going to tidy after I've got this little bit done, just to get it back into some sort of organisation so it doesn't get too overwhelming. But yeah, I think plan of action, I'm going to press the ear warmer on that I've made, and then I've got a couple of snoods as well, so I just need to press the seams on those. While I've got the iron out, I've got these medium scrunchies that are the slightly drapier fabric that need interfacing, so I'm going to do those while I've got the iron out. Then I've got cut out snood in this nice rust fabric, which obviously is my colour palette. So that needs sewing, so that doesn't require the iron yet. Have I got anything else that requires the iron? I don't think. I do need to just run the iron over the some of the fabric that I got from the craft charity shop. Just run it over that now that it's been washed, so I can do that while I've got the iron out. I think that's it for the iron. Then I'm looking over here because I've got my fabrics. Then I think I might cut out a few more bits in terms of, well, everything really. I think I might have a little bit of a cutting out session. I've obviously got these sort of plain autumnal fabrics that I want to get some more bits cut out of, and then I really want to try and get some bits cut out of the more wintry Christmas fabric. So the bits that I picked up from the Rowans craft charity shop, and also I've spotted a couple of fabrics that I've got in my stash that I thought actually that might be quite good for sort of wintry Christmas season when I do the craft market. So quite like to get some bits cut out of those. I do need to come back to treat pouches. I definitely want quite a few more of those made up before the craft market ideally. I think I might concentrate first on cutting out and prepping like the snood, ear warmer, scrunchies, just because if I've got a load of those batch made, then they're the sort of things that threading the elastic or sewing up the last gap where the elastic's gone in and things like that, or I've turned it right side out, I can do those, like I say, like sat on the sofa or in bed or whatever. Do those first, then treat pouches will probably be over the next couple of weeks or in a week or so once I've worked on these other bits. Right, let's get the iron. So I thought I would just catch you up on what I've been sewing. So obviously I got the more Christmas leaning fabric from the craft shop, and I've cut some bits out along with another couple of items that I found in my stash that I thought were slightly more wintry and things like that. So I've cut them out as well. I've made up primarily at the moment some snoods, ear warmers, like head, shoulders, knees and toes in reverse. Yeah, some snoods, ear warmers and scrunchies at the minute, and then I'm going to move on to treat pouches because I've still got another couple of weeks to get some of those made up for the craft fair. So I just thought I'd show you. So the first one, this is a fabric that I had in my stash and I thought actually that is so nice and wintry. Oh, sorry, I know I say this every time. They always show up any little bit of thread or anything, so I'll go through and make sure they're all lint rolled and everything before I package them up. But yeah, so we've got this fabric here. Sorry if the light's not great, we're getting into that time of year, aren't we, where it's grey dull days sadly. But yeah, so this nice sort of deep green tartan check, so we've got a snood in that. Most of these I've got at least 2 made, and then I have got some more cut out ready to make up. If I sell a certain one at a craft market, I can make another one up to replace it. So I've got that one. These are also reversible if you wanted. I imagine the appeal obviously is going to be the main fabric on the outside, but if you did want to reverse it, you can do. So yeah, that's that one. Then we've got a nice burgundy one with black on the inside, so nice and snuggly. Then we've got this rust coloured one. Oh lovely, lovely. And then this one needs sewing up, but then we've got this sort of ochre colour one, so this one here will be the outside fabric lined with the fleece. So we'll get that sewn up. Like I say, I have got a couple more cut out ready to sew if and when I need to. I am debating whether to sew some of those up as dog snoods instead, because although they're cut out, I would just need to make them slightly smaller for a dog snood. I'm undecided on that one. So yeah, I'll think and see what I want to do there. But anyway, that's those. And then like I say, I've got matching ear warmers. And then on the scrunchie front, so I've got quite a few made up. These have obviously all got the elastic in. They just need the hole where I threaded the elastic through to be sewn up. So we've got quite a nice little selection in there. I'll just pull out a few to show you. So this is the velvet fabric. Hopefully that's showing up. If it comes out really blurred, I'll put a photo in. But yeah, this is the nice, oh, it feels so lovely. The velvet feel fabric that I got in the Rowans Hospice charity shop. And this is another fabric that we got in the Rowans Hospice shop as well. So we've got those in a couple of different sizes. We've got one in a fleecy fabric. I think that's the main ones for Christmas. These are sort of, this is scraps of fabric that I already had. That's kind of Nordic Christmas vibe, I would say. And then the rest are, you know, oh, and we've got the one where I've made up the snood in the same fabric as well. So I'm thinking for these, I'm not sure. Like I say, I was wondering whether to maybe either wrap them up and have like a lucky dip with like just the Christmas themed ones. And I was trying to think of different display ideas. And then I thought, I was in, where was I? When I was in the range, they had like blank wreaths, which you'd obviously normally put, you know, foliage, that's the word I'm looking for, around them, and fir cones and things like that. But I thought, oh, I could somehow like get the wreath and maybe do a display where I put the scrunchies around the wreath. So I might do that, or at least attempt that and see how it turns out. I'm not sure. So yeah, so I wanted to make sure I had some of these for that. And then just a couple more scrunchies left to sew that are sort of slightly Christmas leaning ones. So we've got this one here, obviously, that I picked up at the craft shop as well. And then we've got this one here that was offcuts in my fabric stash. So yeah, I've just got those two, and then I might see how they look with the red ones in some sort of Christmas display for those. So that's where we're at. So I think I'm going to sew those bits up in terms of finishing off any bits I need to on the snoods, finish those scrunchies that I've just shown you, sewn those up, and sew the gaps on those other scrunchies. And then I think once I've done that, I will start to look at some packaging, so the belly bands for the snoods and some display ideas and things for the scrunchies, but that will be on next week's video, I think. So I'm going to leave this week's vlog here. Thank you so much for watching, have a good one, and I hope to see you next time. Cheers, bye.